Today, we bring you the sad story of a 22-year-old Daley-Oladele, a bright, ambitious young lady whose life was tragically cut short by those she trusted the most. This story is one of love, betrayal, greed, and blind faith. It's a stark reminder that even those we know and trust can sometimes hide unimaginable evil against us. Favour Daley-Oladele was a final year student at the Lagos State University, where she was pursuing a degree in theatre art. Born to a devout parent, she was the first child of her family and the source of immense pride. Her father often called her the golden child, because she had brought light and joy to the family after years of waiting for a child. Even though her family wasn't wealthy, her parents sacrificed a lot to give her a good education, hoping it will open doors for a brighter future. In December 2019, Favour returned home on Friday to Mowe, Ogun State, to spend the weekend with her family before her final exam. Yes, Favour was in 400 level at the Lagos State University. It was supposed to be a quick trip, just enough time to rest and refresh herself. While at home on Sunday, December 8, she received a call from Awolabi Adiko, a 23-year-old ex-student of her school. It was said that Favour and Awolabi had been dating for only 2 months. So Awolabi invited Favour to visit him in Ikoyi-Ile, a town in Osun State, over 200 kilometers away from home. Now, she packed her bags and told her parents she was going to visit a friend before heading back to school. She assured them that she would call them once she arrived, but unknown to them, that was going to be the last time they would ever set their eyes on her. Favour traveled to Ikoyi-Ile to meet Awolabi. So when she arrived, he took her to a local hotel where he gave her soft drink. Unknown to her, Awolabi had spiked the drink earlier, leaving her weak and disoriented. She complained of exhaustion and requested to rest. One of his uncle, a man he claimed was very important to his family, and since he loved her, there was no harm in going to greet the uncle. Favour, who was unaware of the evil plan, agreed to follow him without hesitation. Little did she know that this so-called uncle was Prophet Segun Philip, a 42-year-old self-acclaimed prophet who ran a white garment church. He was married with 2 wives and with 2 children, a boy and a girl. So Awolabi, together with Favour, entered a green Honda Civic vehicle, which was said to belong to Awolabi's mother. They drove a long distance to the church, and once at the church, things took a terrifying turn. Awolabi now struck Favour on the head with a pistol, rendering her unconscious. Prophet Philip then took over, slitting her throat and started harvesting her organ. He removed the heart, the tongue, and several other vital parts of the body. The aim was to use those organs to prepare a ritual meal that Prophet Philip claimed would bring wealth and success. Later, the stew was going to be served to Awolabi and his mother, Bola Adiko. Awolabi's mom had been struggling for years after her husband lost his job. Awolabi connected his mom to Prophet Philip, who convinced her that if some cooking rituals were done, her business would start to progress, and she sent money to him to buy the foodstuff, to buy a goat, and to begin the process, and the prophet did. Back in Mowe, Favour's parents grew increasingly worried. She hadn't called to confirm her arrival, something she would always do. Days passed and repeated calls to her phone went unanswered. By Tuesday, her father, David-Oladele, traveled to her school to check on her, only to discover that she had never arrived. Devastated, he filed a missing person report with the police. The police began to investigate. They tracked Favour's phone, which had been off, but its new location pointed to Ikoyi-Ile. This clue led officers to Prophet Philip's church, and upon arrival, they arrested the prophet. Initially, he denied knowing anything, but when he was put under some pressure, he confessed. He revealed to the police that one Awolabi, who is the boyfriend of Favour, had brought her to the church so they could use her for money ritual, and that her remains were disposed of in a well right in the church premises. Now, the police asked about the whereabouts of the person who brought Favour to him, and he told them that Awolabi had gone to the ATM in a neighboring town to withdraw money. He further revealed to them that the said man was planning to return the following day. That made the police to intensify their search. Now, the police, in their wisdom, asked Favour's father to wait at the church with a police officer in case the suspect would be sighted and immediately arrested. Now, while the other officers, together with Prophet Philip, will go to the ATM machine in search of Awolabi. While Mr. Oladele, Favour's father, was waiting at the church, he noticed a recently covered well around the church premises. When he inquired, one of the prophet's wife claimed it was an old well that had been sealed recently. The police will later confirm that Favour's mutilated body had been dumped right inside that abandoned well and will uncovered. On reaching the ATM machine, they found a 23-year-old Awolabi Adiko and they immediately arrested him. They drove back to the church where Favor's father was waiting and praying that his daughter was still alive. Now, when they arrived at church, Mr. David asked Awolabi about his daughter. Under interrogation, Awolabi and Prophet Philip detailed the event leading to Favor's unalive. Awolabi admitted to luring her to the church. Prophet Philip described the ritual, explaining how Favor's organs were used to prepare food or meal. Favor was killed right in the church, and the vital organ had been harvested and used for money rituals. They took the police and onlookers to the exact spot where her remains were buried. Awolabi was a sociology student at the same Lagos State University where Favor attended. It was said that he had graduated that year, but he had carried over some courses which he came back to retake. He met Favor in November 2019 and they became friends. On the 8th of December, Awolabi called in Favor to come and meet with him in a place at Ikoyi-Ile. That was barely 2 months after them knowing each other in school. Now at this time, Awolabi already had a girlfriend whom Favor had no idea about. All he wanted from Favor was her body part. Now Awolabi was introduced to Prophet Shegun by his aunt. It was said that Awolabi always goes to the prophet for dream interpretation and prayers. Things took a darker turn when Awolabi's mom started experiencing some financial issues. She was the breadwinner of the family and she told her son Awolabi about what she was going through and how things were not working for her and the business. So she concluded that it was a spiritual attack. Now according to the story, Awolabi couldn't bear the fact that his mom was suffering, so he wanted to find a way out for both himself and his mother. That was when he met Prophet Shegun for spiritual help. Shegun told him he would need a human sacrifice to get the job done, so he charged Awolabi the sum of 250,000 for the job. Awolabi had already concluded to use his new girlfriend Favor for the ritual. He also hid the plan of the ritual from his mom. Now, he told the Prophet Shegun about his mom, who was having series of bad dreams and how things aren't working, and Awolabi connected his mom to the prophet. After explaining everything to the prophet asked her to come to meet with him, and when she did, he asked her to buy a goat for the sacrifice and to also buy foodstuff which they were going to use to cook for the general public. Alright, so they cooked food and shared it freely to people. Later that evening, Prophet Shegun reached out to Awolabi's mother and that he would use some of the goat meat's vital organ to prepare food for her to eat to conclude the sacrifice or the ritual. Unknown to his mom, the vital organs were Favor's head, tongue, and some other vital part of the body. Before Mrs. Bola Awolabi's mom would arrive that evening, already Favor had been killed. It was Prophet Shegun that did the dirty job of cutting off the organs that they needed. This vital part was used to prepare a special ritual stew which was given to Mrs. Bola Awolabi's mom to eat that night. And she did. Yes, she did, not knowing that she was actually eating human parts. The following day, Shegun told her that he would still prepare a soap for her to keep bathing with to get good clients for her business. 3 days after the ritual, she went back to her place while Awolabi remained still with the prophet to continue the ritual. So after the arrest, Mrs. Bola claimed she didn't know the content of the meal, but ignorance, of course, was not an excuse to the law. The motive was simple: greed. Awolabi and his mom believed rituals would bring them the wealth and prosperity that they needed. Now, Prophet Philip, driven by his own financial gain, had charged 250,000 naira for the ritual. In the end, their action left a family shattered and a community in mourning. Now, in July 2023, justice was served. Prophet Philip and Awolabi were sentenced to unaliving for their role in Favor's brutal murder. Bola Adiko received a 2-year prison sentence for her involvement. While the verdict brought some closure to Favor's grieving family, it could never undo the pain of their loss. This case served as a stark reminder of the danger of blind trust and the devastating consequences of greed. Now, Daley-Oladele's life was taken in a most horrific way, but her story lives on as a cautionary tale. It urges us to remain vigilant and question the intentions of those around us, and never let desperation cloud our judgment. Favor family continue to to mourn the loss of their beloved daughter, whose bright future was stolen by those she trusted the most. Her story is a sobering reminder of the evil that can lurk in the most unexpected places. Thank you for joining us in this particular story today. If this story moved you, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Together we can keep the memory of victims alive and shed light on the darkness of these crimes. Please stay safe, and we'll see you in the next episode. Thank you very much. My name is Charles Emmanuel. Bye-bye.